Chapter 7. Exactly 3 goals for the weekend. Keep Mia happy. Pretend I wasn't internally screaming every time someone said the groom's name. And somehow survive fake dating Maddox without accidentally developing a personality disorder. Simple. Except nothing involving Maddox had been simple so far. My suitcase sat beside me on the pavement while I checked my reflection in my phone screen for the 5th time. Cream sweater, blue jeans, white trainers, hair behaving, mascara still intact, anxiety also intact. A familiar black SUV pulled up to the curb. The driver's window rolled down. Morning, planner girl. I smiled despite myself. You're late. He looked at the dashboard clock. I'm 2 minutes early. I've been waiting. So, emotionally late. I hate that you just said that. I know. He climbed out, walked around the car, and looked at my luggage. Then at me. Then back at the luggage. Rusin, are we going away for the weekend or relocating to another country? I lifted my chin. I'm a wedding planner. I noticed. I prepare for every possibility. He pointed at a smaller bag tucked behind my suitcase. Is that another emergency kit? It's my emergency kit. He blinked. You have a backup emergency kit. What if the first emergency kit has an emergency? He stared at me for a beat before laughing. I've officially accepted that you and I process life very differently. You say that like it's a bad thing. It's actually becoming one of my favorite things. I looked away before he noticed the warmth creeping into my cheeks. Too late. You're blushing. I'm standing in the sun. It's 9 a.m. It's a very committed sun. He chuckled, loaded my bags into the boot, then opened the passenger door with an exaggerated flourish. Your carriage awaits. Thank you, chauffeur. For the record, tips are appreciated. I packed snacks. I accept. You haven't even seen the snacks. I have faith. You shouldn't. 20 minutes into the drive, Maddox reached for the radio. A loud rock song burst through the speakers. I frowned. Absolutely not. What? This. This is a masterpiece. It sounds like the drummer is angry at the furniture. He laughed. You wound me. I'll recover. He turned the volume up. I turned it down. He turned it back up. I turned it back down. You know, he said, relationships are built on compromise. I completely agree. Great. So we're listening to my playlist. He gasped dramatically. That's not compromise. It is. For you. Exactly. With one triumphant tap, soft acoustic music filled the car. Maddox sighed like a man who'd just suffered a devastating personal loss. I miss happiness. You'll survive. I don't know. This song sounds like someone writing poetry in the rain. I like poetry. I know you do. I glanced at him. You remembered that? You told me during our pineapple on pizza debate. You remember an alarming amount. I pay attention. The words landed more gently than he'd probably intended. I looked out of the window before he could see me smiling. Again. An hour later, my hand disappeared into my backpack and emerged with a family-sized packet of sour gummies. I opened them, took one, set the packet in the cup holder. When I reached for another, it wasn't there. I turned slowly. Maddox was driving with one hand. The other was happily helping itself to my sweets. Excuse me. He looked innocently offended. What? Those are mine. They're ours. There is no ours. There is now. You brought your own snacks. I finished them. We've been driving for an hour. I've had a busy morning. You've been sitting. I've been sitting enthusiastically. I snatched the packet back. You are unbelievable. I've heard I'm charming. I've heard wrong, he smiled. I noticed you didn't deny the charming part. Before I could answer, a roadside cafe came into view. He indicated toward it. Coffee? I didn't even pretend to think about it. Coffee. End of part 1. 5 minutes later, we were standing outside the cafe, cups in hand. This, I said after my first sip, is exactly what I needed. I thought I was exactly what you needed. I nearly inhaled my coffee. Your confidence should be studied. I've always said that. You've never said that. I was waiting for the right moment. I laughed, shaking my head. You really don't have an off switch. Nope. He pulled out his phone. What are you doing? Creating evidence. Maddox. He pointed the camera at me. Tell everyone how grateful you are that I drove all this way. I'd rather tell them you stole my gummies. Allegedly. You were caught in the act. He grinned into the camera. For legal reasons, I deny everything. I reached for his phone. Give me that. He stepped back. No. Maddox, catch me. Oh, you're asking for trouble. Laughing, I chased him around the picnic tables. He dodged left, I lunged right. A woman carrying a muffin smiled as we narrowly missed her. Sorry, we called in perfect unison. Finally, I caught his wrist. Ha! You fought dirty. I fought effectively. Still laughing, I took his phone. There. I'll delete the video. You sure about that? I know exactly what I'm doing. Confidently, I tapped the screen. Delete. Confirm. Pocketed the phone. Done. Maddox smiled. I admire your confidence. I don't like that smile. You will in about half an hour. I frowned. Why? He simply sipped his coffee. You'll see. By the time we were back on the highway, I'd completely forgotten about the video. The playlist was finally peaceful. Maddox had stopped stealing my gummies, mostly because there were only 3 left. I still think you owe me compensation, I said, reaching into the packet. I compensated you. You left me the green ones. They're the best flavor. They're objectively the worst, he gasped. I don't think we can be fake dating anymore. I think that's the first sensible thing you've said today. He laughed, drumming his fingers against the steering wheel as another song came on. Outside, rolling green hills stretched for miles beneath a cloudless sky. For the first time all morning, everything felt calm. Then my phone buzzed. I ignored it. A second later, it buzzed again, and again, and again. I frowned. Why is my phone having a panic attack? Maddox glanced over. Popular? I posted a picture of my coffee this morning. Maybe people are passionate about cappuccinos. Another vibration. Then 3 more. I finally unlocked my phone. At the very top of my screen sat a tiny pink ring around my profile picture. Your story. My stomach dropped. No. What? No. I tapped it. The video filled my screen. Maddox singing dramatically into an invisible microphone. Me laughing so hard I could barely keep the camera steady. Tell your followers I'm an excellent driver. You stole my gummies. Allegedly. Then me chasing him through the cafe. The video ended. I stared at it in horror. I didn't. My jaw fell open. I posted it. Maddox frowned. Posted what? The video. He blinked. The one you were deleting? I wasn't deleting it. You literally said I'm deleting it. I thought I was. Silence. I slowly turned my phone toward him. I accidentally shared it to my Instagram story. His eyes widened. Seriously? I hard-launched my fake boyfriend. He was quiet for exactly 3 seconds. Then he burst into laughter. Not a polite laugh. Not a little chuckle. The kind that made his shoulders shake. He had to pull the car onto the gravel shoulder because he was laughing too hard to drive. This isn't funny. It is a little. It is not. He wiped a tear from the corner of his eye. You accidentally introduced me to your entire Instagram. My readers? I buried my face in my hands. Are gonna think I've been lying to them. Let's see. No, it can't be that bad. It can. It definitely can. He gently took the phone from my hands. Before I could stop him, he opened my messages. Oh, wow. What? He turned the screen toward me. Lena, who is the hot guy? Emma Harper Quinn, explain yourself immediately. Mia, you have a boyfriend and you didn't tell me? My eyes widened. Oh my goodness. Maddox kept scrolling. There's more. I don't want there to be more. There is. The way he looks at you. Please tell me this isn't a soft launch. He's literally smiling at you like you're his whole world. I blinked. What? He looked up. I didn't know I was doing that. What? Smiling. My heart skipped. You weren't. I apparently was. Neither of us spoke for a moment. Then, my phone buzzed again. A new notification appeared. 2,143 people have viewed your story. I stared at the number. 2,000. I looked at Maddox. 2,000 people think you're my boyfriend. He leaned back against his seat with the most smug expression I'd ever seen. I have to admit. I narrowed my eyes. Being internet official wasn't how I imagined our fake relationship starting, I groaned. I'm deleting it. You should. I am. But first, he smiled, send me the video. I laughed despite myself. You are unbelievable. I've been told. Shaking my head, I finally deleted the story. The notifications stopped almost immediately. The silence that followed felt strangely loud. I slipped my phone into my bag and looked out the window. Well? What? Our practice just got a lot more realistic. Maddox smiled as he started the engine again. I guess we'd better make it convincing then. For reasons I couldn't explain, that sentence made my heart race far more than the accidental Instagram story ever had. The car settled into a comfortable silence as we pulled back onto the highway. For once, neither of us reached for the radio. Neither of us had the energy. I rested my forehead against the cool window and watched the countryside blur into shades of green and gold. "I really did hard launch you," I murmured. Maddox chuckled. "I think I'll survive. My followers won't. They seem nice. They're relentless." I gathered that. I glanced over at him. "You know they're already making up stories about us. I hope they're flattering. They're probably planning our wedding." He looked genuinely thoughtful. "That feels a little premature," I laughed. "You think?" "I'd at least like to finish this fake relationship first." I shook my head. "You have an answer for everything." "I've had a lot of practice." A small sign appeared ahead. "Scenic viewpoint, 500-meter. Maddox flicked on the indicator. "We're stopping?" "I've been sitting for 2 hours." "So have I." "You complain more convincingly." "I do everything convincingly." "I've noticed." The viewpoint overlooked a wide valley, the afternoon sun painting everything in soft gold. It was breathtaking. Neither of us spoke as we walked to the railing. For a few moments, all I could hear was the wind. "I used to come places like this when I needed to think," Maddox said quietly. I turned to look at him. "You did?" He nodded. "My mom always said the world looks smaller from high up." "Did it help?" "Sometimes." I smiled. "My dad used to say almost the opposite." "What did he say?" "Problems don't disappear." I paused. "They just stop being the only thing you can see." Maddox looked out across the valley. "I like your dad." "You would've." The words slipped out before I could stop them. I looked down at my shoes. "I mean, I know what you meant." His voice was gentle. "No need to explain." A breeze caught a loose strand of my hair, blowing it across my face. I tucked it behind my ear with a sigh. "I've been thinking." "That sounds dangerous." "It usually is." I leaned against the railing. "I'm not actually scared of my ex." Maddox stayed quiet. He knew I wasn't finished. "I'm scared of walking into a room where everyone remembers a version of my life that doesn't exist anymore." The admission hung between us. I was supposed to be part of that future once. I swallowed. "And now I'm the wedding planner." Maddox rested his forearms on the railing beside me. "You know what I see?" "What?" "A woman who built a career out of making other people's happiest days unforgettable." I looked at him. "That's not someone who got left behind." His words caught me completely off guard. "That's someone who kept moving." My eyes stung. I blinked quickly. "I wasn't planning on crying today." "Good." He smiled softly. "Because I didn't pack tissues." I laughed through the lump in my throat. "You are unbelievable." "I know." A comfortable silence returned. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't forced. It simply existed. After a minute, we headed back toward the car. As I reached for the passenger door, my hand brushed his. Neither of us pulled away immediately. My heartbeat slowed instead of sped up. It felt safe. I looked up. So? You called me cute earlier." His grin appeared instantly. "I did. I told you not to flirt with me." "I remember." "You ignored me." "I did." I folded my arms. "Any particular reason?" He leaned casually against the car. "I wasn't flirting." "No?" He shook his head. "I was practicing." I couldn't help smiling. "You really commit to the bit." "I told you." He opened the passenger door with a theatrical bow. "I'm a professional." I climbed in, still smiling. As he walked around to the driver's side, my phone buzzed once. A new message. "Maddox," I frowned. I looked out the windshield. Maddox was climbing into the driver's seat, then back at my phone. "Maddox, important question." A smile tugged at my lips. Without looking up, I typed back. "Me. Should I be worried?" His phone chimed. From beside me, I heard the unmistakable sound of someone trying very hard not to laugh. I slowly turned my head. Maddox was staring at the road with exaggerated innocence. "What?" "You just texted me." He blinked. "Did I?" I held up my phone. "So, we're sitting in the same car." "And you're texting me?" He shrugged. "I thought it'd be more dramatic." I laughed so hard I had to wipe a tear from my eye. "You're ridiculous." He finally looked at me, his hazel eyes bright with amusement. "I know." Then, with a gentleness that caught me completely off guard, he reached across the center console and squeezed my hand for just a second. "No more practice," he said quietly. "We're almost there." The smile faded from my face as the wedding estate appeared in the distance. White stone gates, perfect gardens, the venue I'd spent months planning, the place where I'd have to watch the man I once imagined a future with marry someone else. My stomach tightened. Maddox noticed immediately. He didn't tease me. He didn't make a joke. He simply gave my hand another reassuring squeeze. I'm here, planner girl. For the first time that day, I believed him.